Hello, Lexies. Welcome back to the Luxury Live Show. Right beside me, my co-host, Kat L. I'm sure you guys know her. If you don't, well, make sure you subscribe to both of us. Welcome to today's show. Hello, Krista. Hello, Shanna, Estella. So today we have slides for you. We're going to share our screen very soon. But first, I wanted to make one small announcement. So on Sunday, March the 14th in North America, we're going to end daylight savings. So we're losing 1 hour. But that also, so for us, it means no change, still 8 o'clock on Friday evening, Pacific time. But for people on Kat's end, it's going to change to 11 a.m. again. So
so we're going back. We're going back one hour. So it will next week. We will start at 11 a.m. So I guess then we'll have a bit of time for lunch, right? Because we'll finish by 1 o'clock, and then you guys can have lunch. Because I think while the daylight savings was on, we're like, oh no, it hits the lunch. But at least, you know, we can have an earlier lunch or have a late lunch. But now at least you'll still have lunch.
Yes. And also, like, I was reading about it. They said that they're not so sure if we're going to continue. Like, I don't know if November, they haven't decided whether we're going to continue this whole daylight saving thing. So we'll see. Like, you guys will know by November this year whether we're going to have to go back to noon again. But yeah, it's just, it is annoying. Hopefully they'll just end this thing and then we don't have to worry about it anymore. But anyway, today's topic, we wanted to share with you guys bags from all the, you know, the brands, the luxury brands that we love. What are some of those that we think are still worth getting in 2021, especially with all the price increases and the pandemic really kind of driving those price increases so frequently and so aggressively. So we did some slides for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I am gonna let, oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna let Kat, so yeah, that's our thumbnail. I'm gonna let Kat get started with LV.
Yep. Okay. So thank you. Yeah, we were thinking about this because we did get questions like what is worth buying now with all the price increases. So I guess LV, we have to talk about LV, and I also did a video about some of the bags that I think LV is still worth buying from LV. So Speedy is definitely one. It is their iconic bag. They are a very popular bag, and even at today's price point, we feel it's still worth buying, whether you get it at the Speedy, you know, the original Speedy, which is the 25 without the strap, that size. Still at, okay, so we've got two prices here. The top is Singapore prices, so 1,500 Singapore dollars. For a luxury bag, it's, you know, it's luxury, right? I'm not going to say it's cheap, but it's still affordable. It's reasonable. You get a touch of the luxury, or it's a 1,100 USD before tax. But then if you want to get something with a strap, of course, that's more expensive, but it's still, you know, relatively compared to so many bags, it's still, you know, it's still okay, right?
Yeah, absolutely agree. I feel like, especially if you're starting, I know a lot of us who, you know, whether you are, you know, at the beginning of your luxury journey or like in the middle, or like if you're like Kat and me, we've, you know, been around buying luxury for a few years. It doesn't really matter when you're buying the, you know, like, I guess if we bought it before, great. But like even now, like we feel the Speedy is still a great bag to bag because the price is still reasonable for 2021. The style is not going anywhere, which is why Kat, you know, I have the Speedy V. Like, it's not the bag that I use ever. I haven't even used it at all the last 2 years, but I have a very hard time letting it go, even though I know that logically I should let it go. But it's just one of those bags. It's like, it's so classic. Yeah, I'm such a hoarder. I have a problem.
Okay, the next bag, I didn't mention this in my video, but I did say that the Neverfull is also a bag that's still okay at today's prices. And I also feel like this bag will continue to be very popular for many, many more years to come. So the bag that we are showing here is the classic version, canvas. And then they upgraded it with the pouch. I guess the older versions, right, donkey years ago, it didn't come with a pouch. It just came with the inner part, but now they have that pouch. And now I think the craze right now, even I was like a little bit like, oh, you have a new neverfull, is the empreinte version. Superb. Like if you don't like the canvas, even the empreinte full leather version, it is still I'm trying not to use the word cheap. I'm trying to use a better word. Like it's
Reasonable.
reasonable. Yeah,
Yeah.
reasonable. I'm not even using the word affordable. Reasonable. At today's prices, this version that you can see, it's 1,500 USD or 2,000 Singapore dollars. Honestly, 2,000 Singapore dollars. Luxury it's so hard to get already, and you get a bag that you can use for traveling, for work, for college, for uni. Yeah, if you're thinking about it, really, I think it's still at today's price, like today, right now, it's still okay. It keeps going up, then we might change our tone, but still okay, still reasonable.
Yes, and especially I feel like with LV, they do have frequent price increases, but I feel like even if, because usually I feel like they go up maybe between 5 to like 12%. So let's say average 10% every time they go up in price. I feel like even at 10%, there's still maybe 2 or 3 increases before it becomes too unreasonable. Like if it
True.
reaches 3,000, then I'm like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. But for canvas, but if for the leather it's different. But like, yeah, so for maybe the foreseeable future, like the next couple years, it's probably still going to be a reasonable bag to get, and it is very versatile. You can't deny a tote. Like a tote is always useful.
Absolutely. Okay, the BB. I love the pop of color.
Yes.
So I did mention this in my video, and I think it's classic. It's iconic. You see this, and they know it. LV knows it. This bag is one of the very popular bags that they have. Different sizes, different colors, even different straps. They come out with very limited edition with funny prints and all. But just even the plain version is so beautiful. And really look at the price. At USD 1.7, it's reasonable. You get a touch of the luxury, and it's a really good bag. Like it's a good bag. It's well made. It's structured. You can use it. Like my mom is having my Alma right now, and she loves it. So at any age range, it looks good, right? Right, Amy?
Oh my gosh, I miss this bag so much.
We both had it. Oh my god.
Oh, that's true. We both had it. So yeah, I absolutely love the Alma BB. I almost want to say that I kind of regret selling it, but not like tremendously, because the Alma BB is still reasonable, which is why I'm happy that if I want to add it back, it's not going to be like, I don't feel like I'm breaking an arm and a leg, and I don't feel super regretful because the price has changed so much. It's still, like you said, reasonable. I chose especially the full leather version because I feel like for a full leather bag, and this is a very versatile bag. It is small, but it's actually quite large for a small bag. And this is a great evening bag too. So it can really take you from day to night, which is, I find, probably one of the most versatile bags. Obviously, Speedy, neverfull, you cannot deny how classic and like everyday those two are, but they're not as dressy, right? You don't want to take the monogram to, like, let's say like a wedding, like, for example. Like you can definitely use your bag any way you want. Like, we're not saying you can't, but like it's just not as appropriate, let's say, if you went to like a nice dinner or like a wedding. So like the Alma BB is really the most perfect in terms of everything. Yeah. And the most affordable in that sense too, and a great size. So yeah, I really miss it. I feel like that's the thing. Like, aside from the Hermès Birkin in Paris, I'm probably gonna buy an Alma BB there too. It's probably gonna be so reasonable there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Okay,
All
next. Let's see the next one. Oh, okay. This, we talked about it. Myself and Amy, we talked about it. Like, is this still worth buying? Like, it's trendy. It's a trendy bag. It's will it stand the test of time? I think that's a question a lot of us ask. But if you take away the trend, and you consider the bag as multiple pieces, which is exactly what it is, a multi pochette, it's actually reasonable, right? You've got the pochette accessoire, which I've had the bag. It's a larger bag, it's actually even more versatile than the original pochette accessoire. It's bigger, it's roomier. You can attach any kinds of straps that you had with it. And then it has the kind of like mini pochette version, right? But it's also bigger. So they have actually honey, I enlarged the kids kind of thing, like enlarged it, making it individually worth buying. But as a piece, it's a bag. So, but this bag has gone through several price increases.
Yes.
And I feel like LV is going to keep with this design, and they're going to have multiple more price increases because it is very functional. So at today's prices, it's still okay. That's our disclaimer, right? This as of today, 13th of March or 12th of March, the price is still reasonable if you want to get it. But if it keeps going up, like if you want it, then I say jump at it right now, because it's still okay. It's still okay. What do you think?
I totally agree. Because the way I look at this bag is that, yes, as a whole, it's very trendy, obviously, and it's still really in demand. It's still really sought after, and it's always sold out. It's never available still. But if you even count like each individual component, how much they're sold on the LV website, like the actual pochette accessoire, the large size one, is over 1,000 now. I think it's over 1,030 plus tax in Canada. And then your mini pochette, it's just like even the regular one, it's impossible to get. And even those ones in the resale market go for 600 or something, because it's impossible to get. So if you add every individual component, like the little round clutch is probably 300-400, and then the strap, they sell it for over 1,000 as well. So if you add all of those, then the price makes sense. I'm not saying that it's cheap, it's not, but like as of 2021 today in March, it's still reasonable for that reason. And because you can use it in multiple different ways, you can travel with it and everything, and you can just use the small pouch for dinner or evening. It is okay. But yeah, jump at it now, because another, I don't know, 2 more price increases at 10% is just going to go over that $3,000 mark. Then it's kind of like borderline. I don't know.
And then we'll have to go for resale, which Amy's selling hers.
That's true. I am selling mine, but you know why? It's because I need money for Hermes. Oh my gosh. It is a real struggle to like, you know how much of a hoarder I am. Like ever since I decided that I'm not selling any Chanel, because I kind of explained it in your tag video, actually. I filmed your tag video and I explained why I became a hoarder. Because before, my collection was always around 8 bags, 10 bags. It was always around that number of bags. I never went beyond that. But now it's like, I just keep adding and I don't want to sell.
It's actually really hard to well, don't talk about the process of selling, but selling is difficult now because you know that once you let it go, because of the multiple price increases, you can't buy it again. I can't. Like I sold mine because I sold my multi-pochette because I was trying to be, I'm trying to do this like sort of like, one in, one out, but also having a better collection. Like, I mean, I don't know about the people who are watching us and commenting. Like my collection is exploding as well, right? So I don't want to have too many multiples, but I still stand by the fact that this is a great bag. But now if I were to say, like the Alma, if I say, okay, I'm going to get it again. And then since I sold it, it went through, I think 2 price increases already. Yeah, I think I sold it just before a price increase. And then now, I think today, I think they already had an additional quietly, slip that price increase in. So I may love the bag, but now I can't get it at retail again. I just can't. I can't stomach that. Like, I just slap my face, kind of thing.
I think that's my struggle. You're right. Like, I guess I'm just too scared of missing out again. But no, I made up my mind. I should really do a vlog sale. And I know this is not about that, but this one I am letting go because I thought, okay, what can I do to replace a pandemic, because this was like my kind of just like pandemic bag. I can like not have to think about how I wear, like how I style myself. Like I can be super casual and this will be perfect. I have my twice. So I'm like, I need to be very sensible and like need to be like ruthless like you. I need to like really do a vlog sale and really like, I need to post more things. I need to sell more things. And this was one of the items that I'm like, okay, I gotta just let it go, because I got it at a good price. So I'm selling it at a good price and it's in great condition. And
sure.
yeah. And like I said in my tag video, I said, if I were to sacrifice, I would sacrifice this. And I guess I'm just following my own advice.
I took cue from that. I took cue from that tag video.
But you actually implemented it. I didn't do it.
Oh, by the way, we have another vicious person on here. Clara's here and Isabel Style is here. I can see her comments. Vicious. She's going through like, she is our inspiration of being vicious. Call your collection, girls. Come on. Okay, anyway. All right, let's go to the next one. Nano Speedy. This bag is elusive. People.
I know.
Oh my God. I have been trying to get this bag. Honestly, like I think last year, I kind of stopped this year, but last year I was been bugging my SA like, is it coming? Is it coming? Is the orders open? Because last year the prices were even better. It wasn't 1,007. It was like I think 1,300 Singapore. Yeah, 1,400 Singapore dollars. But whatever. Even at 1,700, I think it's still okay. I think if it hits above the 2,000 Singapore dollar mark, I will cringe significantly. But it still has a 1 in front of it. And you know, this bag, oh my God, we don't carry very big bags anymore. Like you still need a big bag. I feel like you still need a big bag in your collection. There's a place for it. There's a time for it. But small bags, oh man, I don't think they're going away. And this is such a cute bag. Fits a punch. What do you think?
Oh, I absolutely agree. The thing is, this bag was elusive, but I actually was. Oh, yeah, I actually had it twice in my hands. Like, but that's the thing. Like, the first time I had it in my hands, like the first time I tried it on, and I was considering whether I should buy it, was I think 2008. No, not 2008. 2018. 2018.
Wow.
That was the first time this came out in the recent years, because I think they had like the no strap version like a long time before, but like this version, I think it came out around 2018 and it was only $890. Oh. I know, it's so good, but I didn't buy it because back then the super nano bags, like the super mini bags or the foam bags, for example, they didn't really exist. Like they didn't make sense back then. And then the second time I had it, it was, I think it was actually 2019. It was still pretty recent. Like, no, wait, 2018? No, it was not 2018. It was 2017? Maybe, yes. Because it came out and they had like 5 different styles, right? They had like, they even had the alma, they had like the other style, and then they had 2, like 4 or 5 different styles. That was the first time. I can't remember if it was 2016 or 17. It was around then. And then the second time I had it was in 2019. And by then it was already over the $1,000 mark. And I was still not quite convinced because it was a zipper thing. It was a zipper. And then my phone, I felt like, oh, every time I put it in and take it back, it's like scratches. But now that I'm into phone bags and now that I'm into like super nano bags, I want it, but I haven't been able to get it. Haven't been able to. Like I tried. I just like my essays say that it's not even possible to order. And if you see it online, then you just buy it online. Basically, that's how you would try to get it here, I think. But yeah, if you were to get one super nano bag from LV, this is the one.
This is the one. Oh, I'm staring at it, making myself feel like calling my essay right now. Like, is it available?
I know, and you know they yes, it was actually 13 13.90, and they had a secret price increase for this one. That's why the price went up to 17.90 in Singapore, because it was so hush hush. Nobody heard about
Yeah,
it. It literally happened like 2 weeks ago.
this 1790 is not the right price. Like I swear, this is new to me. Like when I went on the website and looked at 1790, I was like, wait a minute, no way. I remember it wasn't even 14. How awful, you people.
Yes, they had a hush hush one. Like it literally happened. I want to say 2 weeks or a week ago. It literally happened, and I only found out because I was reading I was either reading a forum, or maybe I saw it on someone's Facebook, like, you know, the thread. They were talking about how, did you guys notice there was a price increase? And then, yeah, apparently this was one of the item. Okay, let's move on to Chanel now. Okay, yes, we do think that some Chanel bags are still worth it, relatively speaking. Okay,
Yeah, relatively speaking.
yeah, because a mini flap is in Canada well over the $5,000 mark. In the US, 4,000 or more. With taxes, it will be more than 4,000. So it is very, very expensive. But seeing that the classic is, oh my gosh, can't even think about it, like $10,000 in Canada, like with taxes, the mini still makes sense, because not only does the mini classic flap look like a classic flap, so you've got at least the classic component, like the timeless component, but minis are very interesting because they sell for this much, yes, but they resell for even more. So we're not saying that buy it because you can resell it, because if you're going to use it, it doesn't matter. But at the very least, you know that if you ever get tired of your mini, or if the trend really goes away and you just need the money, or whatever the reason is, then you know that the money that you invested in buying this bag, you can most likely recuperate it, if not make money off of it, especially if you have a caviar version, especially if you have like a unicorn, such as like a houndstooth or like a rose gold iridescent. Like if you have those, oh my gosh, you can like make more money. So that's why, from the point of view of keeping its value, it still has a timelessness kind of component to it. It is expensive, but it's still worth it. What do you think, Kat?
I totally agree. So like I bought my mini, so not this exact version, but I had the mini reissue. I bought it just before that crazy price increase, and the next day it went up by 25%. Like,
Right.
psycho. But there immediately I have a bag that I could instantly sell for a little bit more. I'm not talking at that price increase, but I could sell a little bit more, 5%, and I make money. Like, oh my God, I have like a little money making machine right there. But obviously I'm not here to buy and sell, right? But it's just, that is what happens with Chanel. If you miss out, you miss out. And if it's like the classic medium large, the boat has sailed. Like at $10,000, the color, the whole bag has to be mind-blowingly amazing before I shell out any kind of money like that. But for a mini flap, it's still, I think I can still stomach it. Like I feel like I could still stomach the price today, but not. I think if it hits Canada, like now it's 5, right? So if it hits Canadian 7, I think that 7, like the number 7, will be a real no, I can't do it anymore. I think at the 6s, I might still pinch myself significantly, but it's still okay today, right? But at 7, I think once it hits 7, which I believe the mini flaps will hit 7, the resale market is hitting 7 already, right? My caramel mini flap is selling for between 6.5 thousand Singapore dollars to 7,000 Singapore dollars. That's resale. So I'm pretty sure Chanel retail prices will catch up. So
they will. Yeah.
Get it now.
Yeah, get it if you don't have one, and if you absolutely find one that you love, because even as of today, there's still no caviar classic mini. Classic meaning the one just with the chain. But that's why I put the little one, the seasonal one from spring summer with the handle, because for once they came out with caviar, but it's still a seasonal bag. But I like it. I like that it has that extra component. I feel like it makes it more evening. And FYI, this is the only season that they're gonna make caviar for that top handle one. The next season, it won't be caviar anymore. It'll be calf skin and lambskin, like smooth calf skin and lambskin. But apparently, only this season will be only the caviar. Like, I don't know about after fall winter. I don't know if they'll do it again or if this style will come back. But yeah, it'll still be around until pre-fall. I think until fall winter, probably still here. Yeah, but they won't do caviar apparently. So sad.
Run!
Yeah.
Don't walk.
Especially if you don't have one. Like,
Yeah.
we're not saying buy so many of them just because they keep their value, but like if you don't have one and you find one that you like, get it. Okay, up next, we think the coco handle is still reasonable. And I've always felt about that way about the coco handle. Hence, I have 3. Well, I had 3 and now I have 2. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, for some reason, the coco handle always was cheaper than the mini flap. Oh no, wait, was it cheaper? It was like just around the same price,
Yeah,
I think. It was like, yeah, right around the same price, like a couple hundred difference. But the coco handle is kind of a more substantial bag. Yes, sometimes the construction is not as good. That's something that kind of creeped into Chanel quality. Like, I know people have been talking about, yes, back then it's like 24 karat gold and now it's not, but that's just I don't know if that's really a quality issue. Is more kind of like a business decision to not use material that costs so much. But now it's really like craftsmanship. There are issues. Like, you're literally talking about crooked flaps or pop stitch, like things like that kind of happens more than I'd like to see for these price range. But regardless, inspect the bag that you're about to buy, especially if you can go and see it in person. And as long as it looks okay, then the coco handle is still a very reasonable handbag because it feels substantial. It looks classic. And I think that because it's been so popular, that it comes back so often now, that it kind of has that timeless component to it because of its popularity. So yeah, what do you think, Kat?
Okay, maybe I should say this first. Yeah, I love the look of the coco. And I absolutely agree that it is a good bag to still get from Chanel. But it's a bag that, for me personally, it's a very ladylike bag. It's a bag that you need to dress up with. That's how I feel. But if we're just talking prices, yeah, walk, don't run, don't walk, right? Because this bag is still reasonable. Like, it's just everything is so expensive in Chanel now. For a bag with a top handle, detachable strap, looks fancy, looks good, it's still very, very well priced. Well priced. It's such a difficult topic, especially with Chanel, right? But yeah, Chanel's prices are crazy. So for this, it's still good. And if you like a bigger bag, right, they have the larger, and it's not very much more. Still looks amazing, So.
Yeah, for once, I actually don't mind the larger size of a bag, because usually I just go for the smallest. If they have a mini, I go for the mini. If they have a small medium, I go for the small medium. But for this size, for this style of bag, I feel like even the small, which used to be the medium, is still really good. Like, I tried my friend's Amy Jo's one. She has the larger size, well, the small size now. It used to be the medium, and it still carries very, like, even on my frame, like, I can still pull it off. It's such a good bag, like, it really is. And they are making it in leather lining again, which is good, because yeah, at least you're paying more, yes, but at least you get leather line again, which is nice.
Wow. Awesome.
So yeah, I hope they keep it up. I really like this bag. I feel like it's, I mean, to have a Chanel bag starting with a 5 is already like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, it's so affordable. Like, but it's all relative, like, because we're 2021 now. But yeah, that's what we mean. Like, it's still acceptable. It's still worth it. If you want to get it, get it. Okay. Oh, we're getting more expensive. Okay, so the Chanel 19 is a newer bag. It has been very popular, and I feel like this is similar to the Gabrielle, where it's kind of like love or hate. It's one of those things, like you either love the look or you don't love the look, and it's fine either way. You know, you either buy it or you don't buy it. But from the point of view of something that is modern, something that is useful, and you actually, you know, if you own one, you would know what I mean. Like, it's so easy to get in and out of this bag, and it's actually like the leather that they use, even if they use a shiny lambskin, it's very durable. So it's really like your most everyday leather Chanel bag that you can get, in my opinion. Like, if you want to use it as an everyday bag, this is the most everyday Chanel leather bag that you can get, in my opinion. I don't know. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, is there another one that you can really use the same way? I don't know. Like, especially style wise, it's easy to dress it down. So on an everyday basis, I'm sure none of us really dress up every single day, right? Unless you do, which, wow, congrats. But, you know, most of us are usually casual. So I feel like this bag is such a good bag. And yes, it has gone up, but it started, I think it started around 57. Like, the very first one was 57. And then I bought it when it was like 59. So it's still really reasonable, even with the price increase. What do you think? I know you like this bag.
I love this bag. Like, the boat hasn't really sailed for me, but I think for me, this bag, it's still below 7. I have this invisible 7. I don't know why with Chanel. I have this, like, 7 seems to be like a no for me.
I agree.
I think it's 6. You know, 6 is more than 5, but less than 7. So because of that illusion of a 6, I still feel like I can, you know, bite the bullet. But, you know, I think this bag has gone to 7 in Singapore. I can't remember.
Well, if I'm with taxes, it would be.
Yeah. So I think it has sort of sailed for me. So I remember when the last price increase at 6.8 in Singapore dollars, I was still like, oh, it's there. It's near the 7. And I didn't do it. Okay, I didn't do it. But I love this bag. And you know what? Everyone who has bought this bag, from what I've seen on YouTube, they're like converted. They're just like, oh my God, this is such a great bag. And it's a love-hate relationship. Once you kind of like it and you get it and you really fall in love with it because of the back pocket, how squishy it is, how easy it is. And I don't have it, but I can imagine that if I had it, it would be the bag that I use all the time. I love this. It's so modern. You know, if you don't like the classic Chanel, this is the modern take of it. Oh, I love it so much. It has to stop price increases.
You know, Kat, I'm sure if you were not on your Hermès journey, you would have bought it already, even at 7.
That's true.
Because it is just right around the invisible line. So you can kind of maybe just bite the bullet like I did last year with the Lady Dior. I just bit the bullet and I went for it. But now it's really past the invisible line. So like, I feel like it's still at the invisible line for you. You would have bought it if you didn't have other things on your horizon.
I know. Let me check. I think it's at the border of the invisible line. It's like 7-1 or something. I think the audience can share with us. I think it's at 7-1. So it's sort of there. But anything more, I think at today, like whatever it is today, if you find a color that speaks to you, you know, matches your whole wardrobe and you love this bag, I think now it's really now or never. When is the next price increase? Chanel usually does it in May.
Well, last year they had one in May and then they had one in the fall again, right? Like November.
Yeah.
But who knows, honestly, because with the with the economy now, like things are just a little bit out of whack, like out of schedule. So but yeah, I still feel like this may not necessarily be like you hate the classic, therefore buy this. It's not even about that. It's more like you have a classic, or maybe you love the classic, but really this is something that you can really wear every day, which is, it has more of a versatility component to it too. And it happens to be so easy. So, which is why I'm a big fan. But yeah, glad I got it when I did at the invisible line for Kat. But yeah, just buy it if you love it.
I need to be in Paris.
Yeah, we all need to be in Paris. Oh my gosh. Okay, similar story with the trendy. So the trendy, I decided to add it in because now that I have it, I really love it. Again, it's not a bag that I use every day because it is lambskin, and it almost is like a consolation price for me because I did not buy the classic medium large. Therefore, that bull had sailed, and this is kind of a consolation for me. But I do love a good top handle, so I'm not mad at it. Like, I actually really enjoy using my trendy. And the price is high. It is high now, but you are getting leather line, you're getting like beautiful construction, you're getting all those details. Like, I call this a modern classic because of the top handle, of the really like visible plaque. But I don't know, I still like it. I would totally rock this even to a wedding if this was the only bag that I owned. And again, it's at the invisible like price range. It's still sort of okay because this is the pre-tax price, which is why we're like, I feel like if you don't have it and you love it, you think that you love it, get it now, because any more than that, you're looking at pre-loved, and sometimes pre-loved with lambskin, it's a little iffy. Like, it depends if the owner had like not used the bag at all, or if they're like careful like me and just don't ding it around. You had this bag before. What are your thoughts?
I had this bag. One of my greatest regrets.
Oh no.
I mean, I was at a point where I wasn't familiar with lambskin, and there were like 1 billion horror stories of lambskin on YouTube, and I had this bag when it was I think it was in the 5s. Okay, the number at the front was a 5.
Yeah.
And I ended up only using it a few times, and I let it go because I was just so not sure of my lifestyle, like, because I was traveling a lot anyway. So anyway, regretted. So anyway, but now that it's gone up so much, I can vouch for this bag. It's gonna keep going up. When I bought it that time, I thought it was expensive, but now it's at the 7s. Oh my goodness. If you want it, I think now or never. Really, now or never.
It really is, because that's why I bit my bullet last year. I paid over 7 with taxes. So like it was at the invisible line, trust me. But I'm just so glad that I have it now, because I literally cannot stomach another increase. And you know what, Kat, like I know that you said it's like one of your biggest regrets, but I think that's why I never bought any lambskin bag, because I was also very nervous about lambskin, but I was not brave enough to actually try it. Unlike Vachetta, where I just decided, you know what, whatever happens, and it my very first Vachetta bag, I just literally like did not know anything about how to maintain it, but I just ended up knowing and actually did the right things anyway. But like, that's the thing. I guess at least you don't like compartment bags, so it's not like you didn't totally regret.
True,
like from that point of view, right?
Yeah. I mean, this compartment bag, I think like eventually I would have sold this also, because the compartment that time wasn't my concern. Like, I sort of worked with it, but I think after that bag, and I got my Celine, and then I started to use compartment bags. So I think eventually the structure of the bag is something that I probably would have let go. It's just that, oh my gosh, I would probably have made a lot of money out of this bag.
So true. Especially if you hardly use it, it would be like looking brand new as well.
Brand new.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm about to share a lot of the mistakes that I made in your tag videos, so I'll try to edit that and have that, or maybe in 2 weeks. I don't know, because I have your. Anyway, we have some other things that's coming. I don't want to divulge anything. Okay, up next, from Chanel again. I feel that phone bags or extra nano bags that are functional from Chanel are worth it. I know it's a trend. Like phone bags are definitely a trend. The mini vanity is, yeah, actually it is a trend. Like, because it used to be just the vanity bag, which costs a lot, right? Like the actual vanity bag, the filigree, that one is really expensive. I always liked it. Like I love the shape, but I just never really thought it was worth it. Like from like a lot of reasons, but like I can accept a mini vanity because this to me is the same idea as a phone bag. It's actually wide enough to fit a large phone, and it actually can still fit quite a few things. When I say quite a few, I mean like it can, your card holder, your keys, and a chapstick, possibly a little sanitizer, and your phone. Like those are, the bare minimum. And in terms of actually getting a Chanel bag, even though these are considered SLG and in the $2,000 range, really like now is the time, because even these bags, even these SLGs will go up in price, and they will still be popular for a little while. Like I don't see nanos going away immediately. It's not like 2022 rolls around and big bags will be like the trend, like necessarily. Like I still feel like these will be around for a little while. And if you're gonna get your nano bags, if you want them at the $2,000 mark, which, hello, Chanel, you cannot afford anything $2,000 at Chanel, not even like costume jewelry sometimes, get it. I feel like they are worth it if you like it. What do you think? I know it's a novelty. What do you think, Kat?
I absolutely agree. Like, even if the big bag trend comes along, there is always a space in your entire collection for a mini bag. And this is as mini as it can get, right? You get a touch of Chanel, and you get you get that mini bag, because even in a big bag, sometimes you don't want to carry your big bag everywhere. You got to have like a little mini bag in your big bag. And if you're traveling, you don't want to be carrying this big bag. You just want to carry something that you can just, run down to the convenience store, grab something, and you don't want to be holding your phone, your card, your, everything in your hand. So I think they're here to stay. Just the structure of it, like, longer, taller, wider. But I feel like this phone bag, the red one, which is the typical phone bag, is here to stay. And it's a good size that I don't think our phones are going to be like this big, right? I feel like phones might either get smaller again, they might be flip phones. Yeah, at 2,000, really? It's a deal.
Yeah, it's as good as you can get. Especially, back then, people always used to ask, "Oh, what's a good entry item to get?" And in the past, everyone always used to say, "Buy an SLG, like buy a little key holder, buy a little card holder." Well, you know what? In my opinion, I never believed in SLG, by the way. In my opinion, I think you should get this. If you want an entry level Chanel and you're not able to afford the bag, and you're okay with like this style, because I know not everybody can really downsize that much. I know that, but it is a trend, and it is actually becoming more possible because of the size of our items are becoming lesser and lesser, and the phone can replace literally like a million gadgets. So if it's your jam, just get it now, because I think beyond 3,500, that's when I feel like it's not going to be worth it anymore. Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Okay,
YSL.
YSL. Okay, I don't think we have a lot more bags to go, right? Okay, so we'll speed it up a little bit. So YSL puffer small bag. So now we went from like, reasonable, and then, Chanel reasonable, and now we go down to we come down to earth a little bit. YSL, this bag, I think, I don't know if Isabel's still here, but it's one of her most popular favorite bags, and for good reason. It is classic size, good price. It still has a 1 in front of it. Full leather bag. It has the beautiful YSL logo, and this is a good size bag for you to go out. If you don't like the phone bags that we showed earlier, but this is enough for you to carry your essentials, the pandemic essentials, hand sanitizer, mask, wipes, etc. And I believe this is the version with also a slip compartment. So it has everything, and that touch of luxury. 1,008, I think even if you get it like on Farfetch or Matches Fashion, so this is a retail price, you can even get a cheaper version. Like, oh, get it now.
Yeah, I totally agree, Kat. Especially if you're not like brand loyal snobs like us, because we are. Like I am. I'm not disagreeing with that. But if you really don't mind that it's not a Chanel, you don't mind that it's not an LV, if you're really brand loyal, then why YSL actually has so many like reasonable and beautiful bag. And this one to me is like, how much more can you get? You get lambskin, you get quilted, you get the YSL classic logo, you get a little fun tassel, and a camera bag is always a good idea. Like, you know, it's just a good throw around every day. And I say throw around because you can, but you don't have to throw around. Like you don't literally have to. But it's literally a good date bag, good day bag, good evening bag. Like it's just so versatile, and it's a great entry sort of into the luxury world. You know, you can experience it, and you can still have like, you know, be really stylish about it too.
Okay, so the
Loulou bag.
Okay, so the Loulou bag is I guess a bigger style bag, right? And I think this is the smallest that they have. It's the yin and yang of the Chanel, I guess. No, maybe not, but it's still a beautiful flat bag at 2,000. It's got a 2. Okay, it hasn't even hit the 3. You know, it still have a 2 in front of it. Get it from Matches Fashion or Farfetch. It's probably like 2,400. A full leather bag, the strap, chain, the whole, you know, I think this is calfskin. I think they have calfskin and lambskin. They have other materials as well. It looks like a boom, beautiful bag. So if you're not into like the Chanels, like you can't accept the prices, you're like, no, I'm not doing it. And absolutely fine, because I know a lot of people like they just think it's crazy, but they still love the luxury. YSL is a good bag to go for. Beautiful, beautiful bag. Still very reasonable at the 2s, right? There's not even a 4 or 7 in front of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I remember trying this bags maybe a couple times. And also the other option is to go for the toy Loulou if you feel like this
That's
is
right.
too big. But you know, they're all in the same family. They are all in like really still like for luxury, like it's very reasonable. Obviously, we're not talking about resell or anything. We're just talking about the style itself. It looks great. It's a great bag, and it's, you know, it's a reasonable price. So like from that point of view, you can't get better than that. Like I honestly, and you can consider the toy Loulou if this is too big for you.
The puffer, the one that gets compared a lot to the Chanel 19. So same. I have the puffer and I really love it. I love how squishy it is, how, you know, it gives you the touch, the feel of how a puffer bag is without the Chanel 19 price. So I like it. It's a look, okay? It's definitely not as, you know, Chanel classic. It's a different biker chic kind of look, and they have several colors. Look, it still has a 2 in front of it.
I know, this is so good.
And I think I bought mine from
Matches.
Matches. Yeah, I bought mine from Matches, and I paid I think I got savings as well. So
Yeah.
if you love the puffer, you're not sure if the Chanel is your, you know, is what you are willing to pay, then you can try this. But you know, I have this caveat, like, you know, if you love the Chanel, get the Chanel, save for it. Don't buy this bag as a substitute for the Chanel, because you will always end up buying the one that your heart wants at first. But if you say, actually, I love this bag, which is how I felt when I tried it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a good bag. So I bought the bag because I actually liked it. I like both bags, but I actually like this bag. Then I'm okay with it. But if you're buying it just because of like a substitution, then I say, don't go there. Don't go there. But anyway, this bag still really good price.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree. And yes, don't substitute. However, I have to say, because I keep saying that the Chanel 19 is a great like everyday bag, and if you actually use it as an everyday bag, it will get really worn out, and like especially if you're not you know, as careful, then it can really, like, I mean, it's still at the end of the day, it's still a smooth leather, it's still a lambskin or goat skin. Like it's still smooth leather. So like, um, I would be so sad if I didn't have all the bags that I have and be able to rotate, because like I will literally, if I wear this every day, I can trash it. So I'd rather trash a YSL if I if I had to than to trash a Chanel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, only buy it if you love it. But like Kat said, she fell in love with it. I guess that's the thing. You just have to try it. Even the 19, you have to try it first, because sometimes you don't like something, but the more you try, the more you see it, the more you actually love it. And especially when they're so easy to get in and out of, you even fall in love even more, right? Because if it's beautiful, yes, it's beautiful. But if it's beautiful and easy to use, that's like, wow, like how much better can it get? Okay, up next, we have some Loewe for you. So Loewe puzzle is, I think when you think of Loewe, it's probably the most Loewe bag that you can think. Like it's their puzzle bag. And yeah, they are kind of expensive, but they are so well made and they use great leathers. And like we said earlier, if you buy them at the, the sites, the trusted sites, and sometimes you can get like the 10% coupon, or you can wait till they have like their yearly sale. And sometimes you can really get these at a reduced price, even though they're brand new and in season, such as at Matches Fashion, at Essence, or whatever. So get them at those sites. Then the whole thing is like really worth it, because it's a great bag. I feel like of all the non so mainstream brands, like LV, Chanel, and Hermes, like not so much like the trio. If you look at everything else, Loewe puzzle is probably the one that's like the most interesting, like the most, like, to me, like instead of having a Speedy, I would think of this one, like this is just so interesting. It's so like, how do I say it? Not trendy. It's like so. It's such a great replacement of your mainstream Speedies. Like I don't know how to say that. It's like very fashionable. It's like a statement, but it's not loud. But you know it and you recognize it, and the shape of it is so special. Like nobody has this shape. Nobody has done a puzzle bag so far. Only Loewe has it. So even though I don't own it, I'm a big fan, and I think the small size, yes, it's 3,600 Canadian, but this is the price at Matches Fashion, which is still very reasonable. And then sometimes you can knock off a 10% with a coupon, then it becomes even more reasonable, but it's full leather. Yeah. What do you think? Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, I have. I've tried the small. I think the small is the most popular. The tan, right? They are the tan brown color is the most popular. I've tried the mini. I had to walk out from the store after trying the mini, because the mini is like a replacement for the Nano Speedy, right? It's so cute. It has more space, easier to get in and out of. And really, for a full leather bag that is so well made, you still need to check the bag though. I've seen one that's not as perfect, but because the way it's constructed, it's piece by piece, you can flatten it, you can just pop it up, that it has an architecture design, which is what I understand Loewe does. Their bags are very it's like architecturally designed, it's unique. So for that, you're definitely paying for that artistry. So I love it. I think it still has a 2 in front of it. And if you can get a bit of discount, I say, yeah, it's still okay. It's still okay.
Yeah, I feel like if they went up in price, like
3
again, and if it's like a 10 or 20% price increase, then it becomes like that invisible line again. But it is kind of like you either love it or you don't love it. I feel like most people love it because it's different. It's unique. Like that's the word that I was trying to go for. Unique, kind of like a statement, but like it's a statement without really knowing which brand it is if you don't know the brand. And that's nice about it. Okay, the Gucci. I mean the camera bag, but in this instance it's from Gucci. I feel like if you want to get anything, like we're not like super big fans of Gucci, but if I were to get anything from Gucci, it would be the Soho disco bag, because this camera bag, It's actually really nice. It actually really is nice. Like I tried it many times myself. I just never bought it because the strap was really long. I remember it was really long. There was something like it was too long or something, or too bulky on me. I can't remember what it was. And I ended up with it twice, I think. But I still really like it because of all the Gucci bags. I feel like this is really the one that, to me, seems like a classic. It screams more timeless. And it is a great everyday bag. And there's a one in front of it. Like, come on, how good can it get?
Yeah.
What do
I
you?
absolutely agree. This one is, I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you want to get anything from Gucci, like today, if you walk into Gucci store today, it's a very trendy, it's a very trendy period for Gucci. You know, if you see a lot of their launches now, I think the latest launch that I saw a couple of days ago is this entire theme of flowers. You know, when you're paying, like for me, where I am today, I think for Amy as well, where we are today, we don't want to get things that are hyper trendy. Okay, I'm using the word hyper because a little bit of trendy is okay, but when it's hyper trendy, then you are really sacrificing a lot of money because it's expensive. So from Gucci's line, they have some, you know, key pieces here and there. This is definitely one of it. Like, if anything that you look at it from Gucci's house today, this has stand the test of time. This bag has been around for a long, long time, and it's still at a reasonable price. So I don't know about the rest. Like I swear I cannot remember like Sylvie bags and all. They're probably here and there, but
Yeah.
yet they're not. They just don't pack a punch as much as this in terms of like the time, right? Test of time. So
Mhm.
okay for this. Okay, this one okay. Gucci
Yeah, and
okay.
plus it's all leather. And I know
Yeah,
that this one does tend to have, like in the resale market, they tend to have quite a bit of wear and tear. But I think there's a good reason for that. Is because actually people actually use the bag.
use it.
Like
Yeah,
if you actually use your bag every single day till it's like really beat down, then you sell it or consign it, then it's still worth it because you actually like you used it so much. Then you made your cost per wear really, really worth it.
true.
So yeah. Okay, the Prada backpack, especially in the nylon. So I was just trying to figure out like what is the best Prada bag that I feel like it's still like worth it. And I didn't want to go to their leather bags. I just feel like their leather bags, just like Kat said, like sometimes, you know, you had one, was called what? The Cahier. You had the Cahier, and then they just have a bunch of different bags, but I don't know if they don't seem to last as long. Like the
Yeah.
style, it just kind of comes and goes. Like it becomes super popular for a little while and then it just goes. So like I didn't want to like choose anything from the leather line. They're very expensive and they just don't seem to stay. So I thought they should be known for their nylon. In my opinion, if you went with say one of their, you know, little crossbodies or even like a little bucket bag, or in this case I chose a backpack because I feel like we didn't choose any backpacks from all the other brands, but if you went with Prada and you went with their, you know, classic backpack, it just is, I don't know, I just feel like this would be a great everyday, it's recognizable, you can literally throw it around and it's black, you don't have to worry about it. It's, you know, for luxury, there's a one in front of it, so like that in itself already makes it worth it. So what do you think, Kat?
I think if anything you get from Prada now, you're going to get their nylon bags because their nylon bags, one of the essays told me, is it's made from the parachute material, right? I believe so. So parachute, people, it's that strong and it's that hardy. And because it's a backpack and, you know, it doesn't really have too much logo other than that plaque, it actually works for, you know, work. You know, you can use it for work. It's quite inconspicuous. Is that the right word? Yeah, it doesn't really shout too much, and you know, you can use it for traveling. It can withstand a lot of weight because it's really good material. And Prada is well known for nylon. With a one in front of it, and I think this bag has gone up a few price increases as well. So it's still today's prices. Yeah, okay, Ken.
Yeah, and again, like Prada is one of those brands that are sold in like Matches Fashion, My Teresa, Louisa Vuitton. Like they are actually sold on those sites, and So if you time it right, wait for a coupon to be around, then you can really get it at an even better price. So that's what's good about these brands too, like YSL, Loewe, Prada. You can Gucci even, you can get it at those sites, so you can save a little bit. And if you really like the style and you're gonna use the bag anyway, then why not get it a little bit cheaper, right? When you can.
Yep. Is this our last bag? I think so.
There's one more, I think.
Oh yeah, there's one more. Yeah. Okay. So this one, I think a lot of people may have moved on from the neverfull because it's been around and a lot of people have it, and you want something different, right? It's not a great bag, but maybe you want something different. And we picked this, the Fauré Le Page, and I personally have the Daily Battle tote 32, and it is an awesome tote. The material is tough, not tough in a good way, so it's thicker. You can have an adjustable strap. It's got the pattern on it, but because it's quite understated, not many people know about it today. Therefore, the prices are still okay. It's still reasonable. I think a lot of brands, as they get popular from limited production, they don't have enough materials to make many bags. That's when the prices start to go up. It's like inflation, right? When there's a lot of demand, less supply, it tends to go up the prices. So today it has gotten popular, so it's gone. I think this price 1590 could be maybe last year's price. Couldn't get the exact price today unless I walk into store. They don't have an online website, but this bag, it still has a 1 in front of it. It's it's a great tote. It's got several sizes, 27, 32. I think there's a 37 as well. Yeah, I love my Daily Battle tote. I'm not a tote person, but I actually really enjoy using this bag.
I think my favorite feature of this tote is the adjustable strap. This is like I already have 2 neverfull, so I don't need another tote. But honestly, my favorite feature of this tote, aside from the fact that it's a print that nobody really knows, so it's really beautiful. It's really the strap is so ingenious. Why doesn't every single tote make it adjustable? Because we don't all have the same size arms.
Exactly.
Right?
And I think for you, and especially when you're doing winter, I've never faced this. I think when I started YouTube, a lot of people would ask me, how long is the strap? And for the life of me, I'm like, you can wear it. You can wear it. And then over time, I realized a big criteria is because you have jackets, you have thick coats. And then because the strap is not adjustable, it's kind of standard. It's hard to get through the coat, and you've got your shawl and everything. And I realized oh my God, they need to make adjustable straps. And this solves everything. So when I was in America, because I was wearing obviously for people in where my brother is, he was saying it's not cold. But for me, who lives in the tropics, I was like, I'm so cold. And I was wearing 2 or 3 coats. And because of that, I had this bag with me. I could adjust the strap to make it longer, and it fits so comfortably. And then when I'm just wearing like this, I could shorten it. So I absolutely agree that the adjustable strap, when you need it, you'll find that it's so handy.
Yeah, I love it so much. I wish that I discovered this before I bought my second neverfull, but no, it's true, because it's even the neverfull, I don't have big arms, but even in the winter, I still have to I have to get through, because sometimes it just gets it's just stuck because you have so much fabric. I have these oversized large coat with really big sleeves. Even though I can put it on my shoulder, I need an extra minute to do it, right? So this would have been perfect. Okay, we're gonna close with Hermès. Of course, we have to mention something from Hermès, right?
Yes.
So the only Hermès bag that I feel is really not only is the style super cute. I mean, how cute is any bucket bag really? But it's also Hermès, and they're known for their beautiful leathers. And you're gonna get craftsmanship even on this bag, because even this bag is super well made, even though it's very, very simple. But there is a reason why this bag is so well priced, because it's simple. So the price in the US is $27.25, which is under $3,000. In Canada, I actually don't know what the price is. I just converted the US to Canadian. So I'm imagining it's around 36 probably, plus tax, obviously. But for an Hermès bag, when you hear Hermès, usually a lot of us, like even like just last year, I didn't even really know how much a Birkin was. I mean, I still don't really know, but like I at least have an idea. Like it's always around the 12, the 13, you know, depending on the leather, the size. And like 12,000, well, plus tax on top of that, like versus 3,000. 3,000 seems like very, very reasonable.
It's a deal. Oh, grab it now.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, this is so cute. Like I don't like I said it before, like I only like a few bags from Hermes, to be honest. But aside from their obvious, like Birkin, Kelly, aside from those obvious ones, this is the one that I would get. Like I think this is super cute and I would use it. I totally would.
Yeah, this is a great bag. It's a great entry bag, and you know, it because of that price for you to get a bag. You know, in Singapore they have a waiting list for the gold on gold at -50. So -50
wow.
means there's a waiting list of people wanting it, and it's -50 because it's so out of stock. Like even if stock comes in, you got to wait for the 50 people to get it first before you get it. This is something a follower told me. She's like, it's negative, so it's so bad, and it's popular for a reason. It's so cute. I saw a lady carrying this bag in store. She was carrying the two materials. So I think it has the crocodile handle. Beautiful. She looked so good with it. She was just wearing like shorts, and she was wearing this white tee, and she was trying the scarves. But she had this bag, so she tried on the scarf. And she walked to the mirror with this bag, and I was like, "Yeah, that's a nice bag."
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I heard that it's so hard to get it even here. I don't know if it's -50. I should ask. I should probably ask him.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, those are the 18 bags that we wanted to share with you. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen because let's see. So we can take your questions and I can see you guys. All right. All right. Let's take some questions from the floor. So how did you guys think of our selection? Like we only picked 18 because otherwise we'll go on till like tomorrow. It already took an hour for us to go through that. But yeah, let us know.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed that. And because actually we're doing a two-part series, right? So this week we are doing bags that are worth it. So next week on my channel, we're going to go the opposite. So part 2 is bags that we think are not worth your money. That might get a little bit sensitive, but yeah, if you want to join that will be fun. So it's a continuation from today. It was all prepared for all of you. So better give us a thumbs up, huh? We worked hard. 2 weeks of work all lined up.
True. Don't forget to subscribe to both of us so that
like
you don't
this
miss
video.
any episode. And we would really appreciate a thumbs up. It just shows that you enjoy our, time and effort in putting this together for you. Shana, your question is the classic Chanel medium flap still worth it? We are going to talk about that next week. So that should give you a hint. And I wanted to remind everyone, if you're brand new to this live show, to always type a bunch of question marks in front of your question, because we're on a different platform. So otherwise it's very hard for us to spot it. So just wanted to remind you guys that. But yeah, Shana, we are going to talk about it next week. We don't want to say yes, but we don't want to say no, because we are actually going to explain it. So sorry, I had to go back again.
Oh my gosh, I need to make my coffee.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Be right back. My coffee is just behind. But by the way, if you're wondering what background I am in, I am still in my quarantine hotel. It is day 14. So I've got one more night. So it's in Singapore, quarantine is 14 nights. So I have one more night, like one more home to get through. But anyway, yeah, let me get my coffee because I haven't had lunch.
Oh yeah, go. Okay. I'm back happy. Thoughts on people removing the strap from their Nano Speedies? I think it's okay if they don't plan on selling it, and if it increases the functionality of their bag, and they would get to use it. Okay. Thoughts on removing the strap from the Nano Speedy. Agree with what you said. I think it's okay if they just use it themselves and they don't plan on selling it. But even if they sell it, they'll just have to sell it at a loss probably, because most people would probably want the original bag. And personally speaking, I don't like to modify my bags. Like, I don't mind it if it's temporary. Like, I don't mind adding a strap if it's just for that day, or even for that week. If I'm traveling, I want a more comfortable strap or whatever. But I don't like taking things out. I don't like shortening things. Like, if it's something that I can do temporarily, like tying a little knot myself, sure, it's fine. But to actually modify it permanently, that's where I draw the line, because at these prices, even if I'm using it, I honestly just like it the way it is. And usually if it really doesn't work out, I don't buy the bag.
Agree.
Yeah.
Like, don't I mean, if you plan to buy it and then cut the strap, you're committed. Okay, you're committed to the bag. And some people are, but I wouldn't. I would never cut my bag. Like, I did almost consider doing it for the Chanel 19. So Chanel 19, when it first launched in 2019, I wanted to buy the medium size, and that time the strap was really, really long. And a lot of people were like, "Is it really long?" I said, "Yeah." The first launch, the 19 in the medium size, they made the strap crazy long.
It
And
is
then
really long, yeah.
yeah, and then after that, they shortened it. I think they realized that they couldn't sell. Like, a lot of, shorter people like me could not wear that bag. It was just ridiculous. Then they shortened it. So anyway, Chanel naturally did it. But when I asked Chanel to say, "Can I shorten this strap?" the first thing that they said to me, "Sure, you can do it on your own. But then if any kind of repairs that you need from Chanel or in the future or whatever, they're not going to take it back."
Yeah. So if I were to buy a Nano and I don't like the length of it, I'll just live with it, because otherwise I won't buy it. Which is probably the reason why I never bought the Walk, because the Walk was always too long.
Yeah. It's always so long.
Yeah. Okay, for the love of bags, have you heard of a Chanel? Have you heard that Chanel is having another price increase, or is it just a rumor? I haven't heard.
Better be a rumor.
I mean, I know it's a matter of time, but I haven't heard of any imminent price increase. Mind you, it is March. It's about to be April soon. Is it because it's around that time and they're talking about it? Or has someone seen something, like a new price tag somewhere? I know that sometimes they do like those little adjustments, like those currency adjustments, but those are not real increases. So yeah. Shanna, Amy, but the mini flap is so difficult to get. That is the whole point. That is why I think they are always doing so well in the resale market, is because they are so hard to get. Why do you think that my Chanel journey was not so smooth and easy? Oh my gosh, I went through so many hoops to build what it is now. And I'm so glad that I did when I was able to, and when I did it when it was still reasonable. Like, really, the prices back then were still reasonable. But I guess it's always like that, right? They are always more reasonable before. Even if it's just like one price increase earlier, it's always more reasonable like just before, right? But yeah, if you're just starting now, it is reasonable now. If you're starting later, I guess it's still reasonable then. But like, it's all relative in a way. But yeah, that is why.
Totally. And you know what? I think we all of us in the luxury community have been so damaged from last year's price increases that we have not recovered. We all haven't like sort of settled into the new prices. We're still like, "Oh, are they having another price increase?" Because we're also damaged by that 25%, 30%, LV doing 3 or 4 times. It was just so obscene last year that this year we're just like really wary of the prices. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, we just haven't. Last year we're damaged by it.
I know. Agree, Amy. I'm on the wait list for the 19. Yeah. I can't believe there's a wait list for the 19.
There is actually in Singapore. The black 19 small is still sold out. I mean, they do come in, but you still need to ask for it. It doesn't like today you get it.
I guess because I guess it's true, because every time I asked for it, I was only able to try like a different color or a different fabric. And then I told my SA, okay, well, the next black one that comes in, please let me know. And then I literally flew there, flew there and bought it. Yeah, it was like, it was right when another season was out, like a new season. So that's why they had stock. But I guess it makes sense. Okay, Eliza, if I can only have one Chanel, it would be the classic in small size. It's more elegant than the mini, or the top handle trendy coco handle 19, and just a little bit more money. You know what? That's a really good tip. I feel like the medium large is literally at that super borderline not worth getting, that maybe the small, which is just the size down, is, it's like, if you want to take away the fact that, the trendy and the coco and the 19, they're still all kind of really just seasonal trendy bags, and you really don't want to go there, then yeah, that's a good tip. Consider the small size. Is this a question? Camellia Rose gold 18 karat Chanel ring, or small Hermès Kelly Rose gold ring? That would be a good question for you.
I don't know the prices for the Chanel's ring, the Camellia Rose Gold 18. But I would think this would be the maybe about 3,000 Singapore dollar price range, because I remember seeing the rings. Ooh, let me think. If you're looking for a bag from Chanel, from Hermes, go get the
yeah,
go get the ring. Go and get a ring. But if you're not, you're just getting a ring. I kind of like the. Actually, I don't know. Let me just Google this Camellia ring. You can go to the next question.
Sure.
I'll come back to it.
But I agree. If you're after a Hermes bag and you just need to build quota and you don't have anything else to buy, then jewelry is really the place to go, because like, you can wear jewelry even when you go to sleep, okay? You don't have to wait for a special occasion. So it's always a good idea. Like, fine jewelry is always a good idea.
Okay. It's this ring. Let me just bring it. This like
rose so pretty
ring. So pretty, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's this exact ring, the one with the camellia and a little diamond there, I'm gonna say go for the Hermes. And I'm speaking from my own personal preference. When I look at this ring, when I look at the Chanel ring, it looks a bit kiddie. It looks a bit Pandora to me. And I'm being very vicious here. Again, if anybody has this ring, I apologize. But because we were comparing the two, right? Just from this picture, it gives me Pandora vibes, and it doesn't look unique enough for me to pay that higher price point. I feel like the Kelly has a little bit more. So just on paper, when I'm looking at the two and I'm comparing it, I'm gonna say go for the Kelly. Not even if you not getting the bag. Yeah, this gives me Pandora vibes. I'm sorry. And I have a lot of Pandora rings, okay? So I'm telling you.
I think I know where you're coming.
Something similar. Pandora.
Yeah, I think I know where you're coming from, because I used to buy a lot of those, like heart shape with like lots of crystals. Like they're fine jewelry because it's like real gold and real ruby, all that stuff. And they're all so pretty. Like every time I wear them, I always get compliments. But it's one of those things where you like it maybe for, like, there's a honeymoon phase, like you like it for like that year, maybe, for example. Yeah. And then the next year you don't wear it anymore. And then it just stays in your jewelry box because you are over that kind of design. Like the more sort of, I don't want to say that it's not classic, but yeah, it's a little, is that the word you use, kitty?
It's kitty. It's Pandora. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Right, I've got two rings right now. Okay, I've got one that is like more like like rectangular design, and then I've got this love shaped ring. Now the issue with rings that have pattern like this is that you can't stack it.
Mm.
So it's a commitment on that finger, you know, like that's it. Okay, that's one finger gone. But with this ring, I can, I can sort of play around with it. I could even wear it with my wedding band. Obviously, I won't, but I could give it a bit more oomph. So the Kelly ring, if I'm not mistaken, is sort of like a band.
Yeah, it is.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's a band, right? So you could sort of like even match it with your wedding band or your another like a diamond band. But this is a commitment ring. This is like one finger. I'm using this finger. Like one finger and that's it. And basically the rest of your hand has to be pretty clean because that
Yeah.
you want that to stand out. But nowadays we like a little bit of extra stuff. Yeah,
Layering.
layering and all. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, that's me. That's my point of view. Don't hate me, SCB.
Well, let us know which one you you think you're gonna
Getting.
end up choosing. It'd be really curious to know. Okay. How come no one seems to like Dior fine jewelry, like their rose celeste necklace? I don't know if no one likes it. I think they have their own market. Definitely, I feel like if you love Dior, you're usually quite loyal to that brand and you would naturally end up liking everything that the brand offers. So maybe it's just because, like in the handbag world, right? In the handbag world, Dior bags are known to not hold their value at all, even though, let's say, their most timeless and most recognizable handbag, the Lady Dior, like, I mean, why would they not hold their value? It does not make any sense, but that's the reality. And so maybe for the mainstream of people, buying luxury and wanting their things to keep value, like that's something that we talk about a lot nowadays. I guess maybe before that's not how people work, but like now everyone is concerned about their money going to waste, right, if they change their mind. So maybe because of that reason there's less people liking Dior, but I feel like those that are brand loyal to Dior will naturally also gravitate towards their fine jewelry.
True. Absolutely agree. I also have an opinion about like luxury houses doing jewelry. So it's sort of like Cartier. So Cartier is known for their jewelry and then their watches, and then they sort of ventured into handbags. Like, have you seen some of the Cartier bags? Like, I would naturally want to go to Cartier and buy their handbag, and handbags are not cheap. So I think for me, my journey with a lot of the luxury brands is that I go for the bags first, right? So Chanel, go for the bags, LV, go for the bags. But I not necessarily would go for the fine jewelry. So I feel like Dior is also one of their issues. Like they want to venture into the fine jewelry, but maybe there's this distinct unless you're like a true blue Dior fan, then you try out. Like I tried out the Chanel ring, but that's as far as I go. Like I wouldn't go and buy more of their rings because I don't know. It's just I feel like there's a distinction. You go for the brand for certain things, but it's not necessarily you have to go for everything. So Dior is a different animal. Like you said, Amy. Like if you love it, you love it.
Yeah, I truly feel that way. Okay, my favorites with Maggie. Why do you not think the LV Petit Noué is a bag worth buying? It's a classic style and has been around for decades. Actually, Maggie, Kat actually did talk about this bag. It's just that we didn't want to include everything that she talked about already in her video and then plug it in this video. We just really went with like the most sort of, you can call them like classic. Yeah, it's true. The Noé is still a very classic bag, but we just, we went with the Speedy and the Neverfull, like the obvious, like the Speedy, Neverfull, Alma, like those are the obvious, and then a couple of the more modern ones. But yeah.
We try not to repeat because when we discussed this video and the slides, like there are actually a lot of other bags worth buying. But I was telling her, I say, oh, I'm doing this video and I think it will flow very nicely into this. Since I'm not really talking about the Neverfull and Speedy, let's put the Neverfull and Speedy inside here. But we really feel like the Alma is worth talking about, like again, because it's that good. Then if you want to watch other LV bags that I think that are really good, you can come and watch my video, which I did. Was it this week? I don't know. I'm losing track of time.
It was this week, I think.
Oh yeah, it's this week. Yeah. 2 days ago.
Okay, this is not a question, but Maria is making a statement. The selection of Charlotte Cassie, I don't know how to pronounce her name, as the Chanel Muse is a signal that the brand is seeking to move to an even higher demographic that is price insensitive.
Ooh, who is this? Charlotte Casiraghi.
I'm assuming she's like some sort of celebrity, but
Let's see.
price insensitive. That sounds scary though.
You know what? I think they're trying to do the Hermes
Hermes.
game. Yeah, for sure. They are pricing a lot of people out so that they no longer want to be like the mass market luxury. But
Well, yeah, go ahead.
we do contribute a significant amount.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if anyone can truly, at least I don't see it. I don't know how. Like, how can anyone truly emulate what Hermes is doing? Because they truly are catering to a specific market, but not only that, like they truly want to see your loyalty as well. Like they don't make you, okay? You make yourself, but like if you decide that you want a Coto bag, and like we explained in our Hermes video that depending on where you live, which is the majority of the earth except a few places, you have to work for it. You have to do your pre-spending, you have to show your loyalty to the house, you have to have a good relationship with your SA, all the stuff that you need to do. Can Chanel truly do that? Like, are they going to stop offering you any bags, especially the really sought after one, unless you start buying their ready to wear, their fine jewelry, like all those other things? Like, it seems pretty hard.
Okay, let me read who Charlotte Casiraghi is. Charlotte Marie Pomelin Casiraghi is the second child to Caroline, Princess of Hanover. She is the 11th in line to the throne of Monaco.
Okay.
You know, I sort of agree with Maria, but I also sort of disagree. I feel like Chanel has two distinct lines. They have the ready to wear, which is mass market, and they also have their couture, right? I feel like if they use her as a muse, they are probably, maybe moving some of the ready to wear, like people here, you want to shift out some of the cheapskates on this side, but also they are definitely maybe trying to dig deeper into the hot couture, the couture line, because I mean that line it's unreachable. I cannot even imagine getting a dress that is made 78 hours by 50 artisans, but they can. So yeah, I agree, but I also slightly disagree. I feel like Chanel is doing, like, they're trying to grow that market as well, because they have wallets that never end.
But everyone loves Chanel, so I think they could if they really wanted to, I guess. But yeah, like you said, there is two markets. I really do feel so. Like the reason why I feel like Chanel is so achievable, even though their bags are not easy to get, but like they're still achievable. They feel less impossible than an Hermes Coto bag, for example, right? Like way less hard and way less like you don't shut down your own brain about trying, right? You just try, right? So yeah, I think there is two market, definitely. Yeah. Okay, is the Chanel medium flap in beige discontinued? I don't see it on their website anymore. Okay, so I want to comment, because I get this question so much in my videos. Chanel never puts everything on their website. They put a subset of what they offer in store, and they might not even be available in your store. Like, not everything is always available. Chanel things are still quite limited, even though they are more attainable than, say, Hermes, right? They don't always have everything in store, and they definitely don't put everything on their website. They actually don't put most of the things that are available in store on their website, which is probably why you don't see it. So just because they don't have the beige color on their website doesn't mean that it's discontinued. But it also might mean that for that particular season, they did not make it in beige. I don't know. That could be one of the reasons. So always call your store or your SA and ask them.
If I go to Paris Like if there will be no, maybe 4 bags. There will be 4 bags that I will try and get. Obviously, hoping that when I come back to Singapore, I won't get taxed for it. One will
But
be
it still probably would be worth it.
True. That's true. I'll probably hide one though. We get 3, tax one.
Just
tax
start
one
using one while you're there.
It would be something from Hermes. I would definitely consider, like, I'll save up for it if I know a trip is coming. Like, get that classic medium large. Get that discount while I still can. Like, I think I could. Like, we're just dreaming it first, right? And then maybe get the Gabby, and then get something from LV. Then I think I will be very, very happy.
Yeah,
get the 20% discount.
Yes.
Tax discount.
Yes. Because their retail is lower, right? And then they're
that's true.
You get VAT refund, like 10%.
12.
I think it's 12%. Yeah, 12% if it's France. And then I think other countries like around 10 or whatever. MK, what about the Chanel clutches or O cases? They are strangely the Chanel goods that I personally use the most. Yeah, definitely. I feel like those are SLGs. That's probably why we didn't go there. And plus you're a guy, you probably use different bags than we do, right? Yeah, I totally agree. Like,
yeah,
there's still tons of other things that are like reasonable. Like the SLGs are definitely reasonable, I feel. Not all SLGs though. Like I find wallets too expensive.
Yeah, even like Hermes wallets are crazy expensive.
Yeah.
I think there's one wallet Clara was sharing with me, a bean or something. It costs as much as a picotin. Like,
oh
it's
yeah,
so
definitely
expensive,
not.
so expensive. Or maybe a little bit less, but it's close. It's close. And maybe it's because there's a lot of craftsmanship going into making a wallet. It's multiple pieces that you have to sew and but really sometimes SLGs are crazy expensive.
Yeah. I never really understood why wallets are expensive. But if you think about like how close they have to stitch things together, it is hard. It is very hard. Whereas making a pouch, you stitch around and you flip it. It's, that's it. Like in comparison, there's like a lot less work. Have you noticed that the Chanel trendy sells for more on the resale market? You know what? For the love of bags, I actually have been noticing that I think you're right, because I feel like it's because the trendy has become so popular the last year. It literally shot up in popularity. And I say that because I keep seeing it so much, because even before I liked it, but like I didn't feel like I needed to get it right away, but like I saw it so often last year, like literally everywhere, everyone was getting one. So I felt like, okay, it's time. I need to get mine too.
You got it at a good time.
Yeah.
Like, now it's like, oh, way past that invisible line.
Yeah, everything is crossing that invisible line for sure. Kat, did you sell your jumbo?
No. Okay, so
don't sell it.
I am considering it. So I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna sell it. Like, I did consider it, and I consider it in January, right? But I think what stopped me, and maybe it's a blessing in disguise, was low ballers. Like, thank you, low ballers. Thank you very much. Thank you. Because I put it up for sale, and all I was asking for was the cost that I paid for and a little bit more. Like, come on, just a little bit. But I got like, and I'm sorry for the rant, but I got so many low ballers asking me to sell my jumbo for like 4,000 USD and like 5,000 USD, inclusive of shipping. It was just a bit like much. And then people started to tell me that, they were probably going to take that back and sell it at the US prices for 6,000-7,000. So I was a little bit annoyed, and thank you for the annoyance, because after that I decided, nah, I'm not doing it, not selling it. Like, I will wait for the jumbo to have a few more price increases, and then I'll sell it.
Yeah, use it a little bit more still. Plus you don't use it every day anyway, and then sell it when it's like literally impossible to get one.
It's exactly, literally impossible when it's the price of a Birkin, and then I'll sell it, because that bag. I'm being vicious and vengeful. I wanted just a little bit more, and entertain me a little bit. But my bag is in amazing condition. Like, it probably obviously has a bit dings inside, because the interior is leather, but there's no scrapes, there's no peeling. It's caviar. Of course, the hardware has been used, but it's when I look at my bag and the puffs, and I've seen some resale bags, I'm like, girl, what did you do with your bag? Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I know, no, I'm not selling it now. But never say never. And I do see myself letting it. Maybe I shouldn't say that. No, take that back. I'll just say I'm not selling it now.
No, just enjoy it for now, because it's still a great bag.
It's a great
And
bag.
like a lot of people say, like big bags are gonna come back. They're gonna come back. They're gonna come back. We'll see. But
Yeah.
even if it doesn't, you make a statement when you wear a jumbo. Like it's a good bag.
It's one of those bags. Like when I look at it in the cupboard, looking at it, I'm like, damn, you're so big. I don't want to use you. Then when I take it out and then I use it, I'm like, that's a bag.
Yeah.
That is a bag. That is like, you can't walk anywhere without people looking at your bag. It's like, so it's one of those animals in my cupboard. Like when I look at it, and I'm not sure, but when I use it, I'm like, why did I ever think of letting you go, you baby?
Oh, but man, I totally understand about the frustration of selling, which is why we always advocate on this channel, these two channels. Selling is hard because even though I didn't do a vlog sale, I guess that's why I should do a vlog sale, because I've only been posting on my own Instagram and recently started on posting on Facebook just to get more local exposure. But oh my gosh, the people that they ask if it's available, yes, and then they go, I'll offer you this. I'm like, sorry, my prices are fair, and like the condition that you're getting at, even if you try to get it in store, you can't because it's sold out. No, just like the amount of frustration and the low ballers and the time spent on people asking information and then not getting back to you, like it's just so frustrating. So I totally get it. Thank goodness they made you not sell yours, because yeah, blessing on by this guys. But yeah, so frustrating, honestly. Don't sell your things unless you really have to. Like me, I have to. Okay, MK. Aren't YSL bags always go on sale? I wouldn't pay full price for them. I don't know if they always go on sale, because even if I were to shop locally here, it's always regular price. And the only place that I can personally get on sale is if I shop online. I think it depends on the country. Like, I don't know if in France they go on sale regularly, because they don't really here, I don't think. It's just regular price.
I have seen like certain YSL bags go on sale if it's like a trendy color. So like the Loewe. So I know you're not talking about YSL, but Loewe, I've seen their puzzle bag in trendy colors like greens or reds or what. They do go on sale, like 20% off, but not from. Oh, have I seen it in store? Yeah, not in store, but I've seen it online go on sale. I have, but not the classic colors. Like I've never seen tan go on sale. I've never seen black go on sale. They will always maintain. So YSL, I think it's the same. Like I have seen some YSL bags of a certain color, like very trendy color, go on sale, but they're really rare.
Yeah. Well, here, maybe because we don't have, see, I always say we only have the one boutique. And the thing is, we don't even have a YSL boutique. It's just inside the department store. So if the department store decides to go like to have a sale, then maybe, but I wouldn't necessarily say that they always go on sale here. We definitely have a much more limited supply. Okay, what is your opinion on the Marmont? I think you have an opinion on the Marmont. Is it worth buying?
Come and watch our video next week. We're not going to talk about it. We definitely have some Gucci bags.
Yeah.
Definitely have some Gucci bags.
Okay, Maria, I think this is a statement again. The couponization of bags mean that many are heading towards faster fashion. What's couponization? It's a new word to me. There is more of a gulf between the higher luxury LV just below and the rest.
What is couponization?
I don't know. I've never heard of that word.
Tell us what's couponization. I love this live stream because we have a lot of really, really knowledgeable audience here. Like Maria, you know your Hermès stuff, you girl. You like we're learning as we are also sharing. Like we know as much as we know, so it's awesome. So tell us, what is this couponization? And then of course we find out from all of you there are price increases.
Yeah, I know, that's why I love like obviously we love sharing, but we can only share what we know, right? A lot of times we also learn from you guys, which this is what it is. This is all about, this live stream and this community. The Evelyn Très Petit Modèle is under 2,000 in the US. Yeah, super reasonable, right? As in another Hermès bag. But I just went with the picotin because this is like the only one that I actually like myself, and MK thinks that it suits me. I totally think so.
We were actually thinking of going, like we wanted to show both bags, like because there's so many bags still worth it. Like if you think about Hermès, they have I guess the two very popular one is the TPM and then this picotin. So but we wanted to pick like the most, like and with the TPM, I think it's quite divided. Like people might say, oh, it's a little small, and they don't want crossbody. So I think more like a more bag. So we decided we'll go with the picotin. But we do agree, like the Evelyn is still a good price one from Hermès.
Mm-hmm. But I'm super attracted to it. There was this, I was debating with myself, and I was asking a couple of friends whether I should ask for this bag. Because, like I said, aside from the obvious, I also like this bag. This is probably the only other bag that I really am attracted to. I actually want it. But what do you guys think? I don't know. Like, do you think that by asking a bag, even though it's a non-quota, is it gonna make my essay think that, oh, at least I gave her a bag and she can wait a little longer? Do you think that can happen? I don't know. I'm like a little scared of asking. I'm not sure.
Don't do it. Get your Birkin first.
Yeah, that's what I think. I just think that, oh, maybe I should not distract him. I should really just make my essay work for just get what I asked for first, then maybe anyway. But I really like it. I really do like it. How hard is it to get the Chanel Square Mini in Singapore? I think it's hard everywhere.
Yeah, it's hard everywhere. And if you're looking for a very specific color, so are the other 1,000 women out there who's looking for that color. It's still hard. Like I honestly haven't I haven't been going into Chanel for a long time anyway. But every time I go in there, I don't see a Chanel Mini on display. And if I see a Chanel Mini, it's probably a very seasonal mini. Maybe it has a thicker strap, it has some funky thing on it. So just the classic square minis, I honestly haven't seen one in a long time. So it's hard. It's just, hard.
It's hard because like we repeatedly said, the Chanel minis are probably the most sought after handbags ever. Like I think they probably are more sought after than what else is very sought after at Chanel. Like I truly think that their minis are literally the most sought after bags. Just to give you an example, like I have several minis, but like I said, it was not an easy ride. Like the square that I have, the only reason I had it was because again, I was shopping with my friend Amy Jo, and I was still in line. Actually, she was already in the store, and she had a rectangular in her hands, a black one, and it was a lambskin, I think. And she was holding it for me to come in to look at it. But then I think her subby recognized her and then was asking her, oh, what do you think of the square on me? And it looked a little bit too high on her for her body frame. And so she just offered her honest opinion. She's like, oh, it's nice, but maybe it's sitting a little high. And then she let her try the rectangle. And she actually took the rectangle because that one looked better on her. So they swapped. And it worked out for me because I actually wanted the square, but she couldn't get the square when she went in. Like it was literally, it was sold out. Like everybody in front of her took all the rectangles. There was not that many. There was probably like a handful, like I don't know, 3, 4, I don't know, less. So that's the only reason I got mine. Like literally, I went through hoops getting mine, and I had help on top of that. So it's really hard. Like I'm not trying to discourage you guys. Like try. Always ask your SA, but they really are hard to get by.
Yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating.
It's crazy. Any of the minis, like even my caramel bag, like the brown bag, it is insane. I wish I took a photo. Okay, I wish I took a photo of my SA when I was standing outside the door. Like I was at the door, because you still have to line up. Like you can't just rush in because of all the pandemic things. You need to sign in. So you still have to line up, wait for the amount of people in the store. But I swear, she had the look of fear in her eyes. She was holding the bag like this. She was like that, And I was like, what's wrong with her?
It's no joke. It's so stressful.
She was like gripping the bag in a white, it comes in a white box. Like I think if you've seen how they pack the bags, like it's not in the black box, it's in a white box first. So she was gripping it, and she saw me outside. She was like she's I had a moment like, what's wrong with her? I've never seen it. But she went upstairs and she told me, she was like, oh, what a day. She's like, what a day, because every single person from the day before, because it launched, and the day everybody was coming in asking for like the caramel color, the squares, the mini square. Like she said, it's good nightmare because it's business for them. But as an SA, can you imagine how stressful it is? Every single person, do you have this? Do you have that? Where is it?
Yeah.
Poor thing. I wish. I said it is tattooed in my brain of the look of like stress on her face. But at the same time, it's kind of funny. It is kind of funny because
probably by the time she was holding the bag waiting for you to walk there in 10 minutes, she probably had to lie to a few customers like, no,
we don't have it.
No.
We don't have it. And it's like, in Malay they go kapit, kapit means squashed. In Malay, kapit under her armpit, like, no, we don't have it. Like, no. But it's right there.
Yeah. It really, it's, oh my gosh. It's like a zoo on launch days, especially if you're going in for, like, if that season had minis that are sought after. Like now it's different because of the pandemic, but back then, man, you line up hours early, you get in, you might not even get it. If you get it, wow, consider yourself lucky. Oh my gosh. It's bad. It probably is going to be bad, like once we reopen, but oh well. Yeah, that's why we said minis are worth it. Okay. Would you ever buy a velvet Chanel bag or a velvet luxury bag? Huh.
You had one, right?
I had the Gucci Marmont in velvet. The thing is, for the Gucci Marmont bag, the velvet one was the only one that I liked. Because the leather one, it was, I don't know, there was a vibe. Like it just didn't suit it, I feel. Like I feel like because it was such a casual looking bag with the leather, I felt like I needed velvet to kind of amp it up. And plus with the velvet, I had it in a mini size. It made it more structured. It actually was the most structured of the whole Marmont line. Like all the other ones, the leather ones, they would sag and become kind of pancake-like the more you use it, especially where the strap is. If you had a large size, where the strap holds the top, it would become a triangle. So I liked the velvet version the most because of that reason. But would I ever buy a Chanel velvet bag? I don't want to say no, but probably not. I don't want to say no just so that I don't have to eat my words, because who knows? Maybe they'll have a velvet bag that I like, but like I just don't think I would buy one just because I'll probably just go with leather most of the time, if not pearl. If it was like pearl on top of velvet, then that changes the whole thing. That's different. Okay, Chanel walk. Do you think it's still worth it?
No.
They're too expensive now. They
Yeah,
passed the invisible line for me, and I
yeah,
never
they're
liked it.
expensive. They're expensive, and uh, but after I think after last year, the pandemic, and then we talked about this, right? We say it makes more sense today. Like if you asked this question like a couple of years ago, maybe it was still a bit like iffy because of the price. The price from the walk a little bit more, you can get a mini rectangular, but now the walk has also gone up. But it's still now it's like further away from the rectangular, and today the walk makes a little bit more sense because you don't really carry so much, but it's still really expensive,
I always had an issue with walks because the walk, even though they are a little bit less expensive than the mini, it's only a little bit less. You know, let's say you look at I don't know how much a walk now is, but like I think I saw in my own video that they were either between 3 or 4,000. It's pretty close to a mini. I would rather just buy the mini. I know it's still a lot more money, like it's still like 1,000 more, but like I don't know. It's a proper bag. Like I'd rather get the mini.
yeah, it is
But
true.
yeah. But I know
You
some
know,
people like the walk though. Like some people just like the walk, then go for it because you just like it.
yeah, the walk is a little thin. Like I have a walk, so I can complain about my walk. I reserve the right to complain about my walk. I have tried to downsize. Like a person who likes the walk is, and if you like bags and walks, you're okay to sort of like switch your things around, change from a wallet into the compartments of the walk, and then just use the rest of the space, which is very limited in a walk, for like the handfold. So for me, I'm not a downsizer. I mean, I try to, but it still takes a bit of effort. Now I gotta take out all my cards, slip in all my cards into the walk, and then that's a little bit of like, extra 5 minutes of effort. But I just want to run out with the bag. So with the walk, you actually need to be more strategic in the things that you put in the bag, because if let's say you've got a phone like mine, which has a little pop socket, it takes up the space already in the walk, but it won't take up space if you have a mini rectangular. So I just feel like it might be worth spending that extra premium to get the mini rectangular if you're okay, if you're a little bit like me, like us. I think for us,
Yeah. Okay, next question. Do you think it's silly to buy a seasonal fabric bag, medium classic flap? The leather types are starting to look all the same. You know what? I really like, say, something like denim or a really extraordinary tweed. Those are still fabric, right? Like there's been a few denim bags lately at Chanel, and they're really nice. I actually really like them. And I know what you mean by, they all look the same. I think that's my consolation for myself for not having one, because I'm like, yeah, they all look the same. I don't need one. But there's a reason why things are popular sometimes. Like I said, why is the neverfull popular? Why is the Speedy popular? Why is the classic flap so popular? It's because they're timeless. So there's a good reason. I don't think it's silly to buy a fabric bag. Have fun. If you don't have, I feel like if you already have everything you need and you just want to have fun, you want to have something seasonal, why not? I don't see why not.
agree.
Okay, Lauren is asking how my Hermès visit was. I don't know because I can't tell the future. I'm actually going on Sunday, which is in 2 more days for me.
Which is tomorrow for me, for us, yeah.
But for me, it's like 2 more sleeps. Tonight and tomorrow night, and then I'll go to Hermès in the afternoon on Sunday. So you will see next week. The thing is, I only film on weekends, so I don't know if I'll have a chance to film and edit by the time we have our next live chat. So you'll see next week.
Next week.
Yeah. Hopefully it goes well. Well, it always goes well. Like, I mean, I always have a lot of, well, not fun, but pleasure going there. I feel like it's different when you shop at Chanel and different when you shop at Hermès. I feel like even at Chanel, even though I have an appointment, it still feels stressful. Because I'm usually there, either checking a bag that I'm buying, or I'm just going there to pick up something. But it's always so hectic, I feel.
True.
Yeah, it's just different. I don't know. It's a different experience. Okay, so SCB decided to go with the Kelly. Good choice.
Oh, she gave you a super chat.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Thank
That
you.
is so generous. Thank you so much. The Pandora reference was super helpful.
Girl, I should show you my Pandora rings. They all look. I'm like Pandora vibes. At 1,000 times the price.
No, but it's so true. It's so true. Like I didn't think of Pandora, but like I could only think of like all the really like cutesy ring that I used to have. They're all fine jewelry, but I don't wear them anymore. Like that's the thing. Like I think there's cute fine jewelry, and then there's adult, like everyday statement, timeless fine jewelry.
Timeless.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm glad I swayed you from the Pandora ring.
That's why you come to the luxury live show.
You get like the honest cat. Like no.
And sometimes you just need to hear a different opinion, like just someone who is someone who's more kind of like not so close to, because you're probably, you're wondering if you should buy something and you're too close to it. Like you want it so much, you're trying to like, you're convincing yourself to get it. You're not seeing the flaws. And then someone else who is more distant, who is kind of like a third party, can tell you more objectively. So yeah. It's that's why we have this community. It's so fun and it's so helpful. Okay, I know we're almost at the 2-hour mark, so I'm gonna hurry up. Okay, JC, do you think Chanel would enforce a ceiling to their prices? I don't think they can continuously increase every year. Huh?
They sure can.
I disagree. Yes.
Hey, look at for house prices. Do you think they had a ceiling for house prices? Never. So I think Chanel is like, it'll keep going.
Yeah, I totally never even thought that it would be it never even occurred to me that they would have a ceiling. Like I just I never even think that it would be possible for them to have a ceiling. I think it's just they're just gonna move towards a different market, maybe. Like if because we're like working class, right? But we're like working professionals. We, financially independent and all that stuff. But if it crosses our threshold of what we can afford, then maybe it's just a different market that they're going to have to move to. But I don't think there's going to be a ceiling. Or maybe we'll just have to save up like a whole year just to buy one thing. That's totally possible. All right. I think we're actually doing quite well. Is the picotin count as your Hermès journey? I think you meant pre-spend, right? So as far as I know, from what I read anyway, that bags, leather goods, rodeos, wallets, those things don't count towards your pre-spend. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there anything else that doesn't count in the pre-spend?
I think the leather goods, like
leather goods I mentioned.
Generally leather goods fly off the shelves like without much push. It's just a business decision, I feel. So I don't think, like some people say it does count, but I think the general rule of thumb is bags don't count for the Birkin or any of the popular bags.
Yeah, I don't think it counts towards the pre-spend. And Maria is saying, buy the things that you love. If the picotin is something that you would use, fine. If it distracts from the higher level bag, then get something else. I agree. That's why I'm like, I don't have a rush to get it because, like I said, I still consider myself a hoarder because I have more than 20 bags in my collection, which I never used to be. So maybe I should just work on curating first, like decluttering before I even think about adding. But I do like aside from that, like just looking at the family of Hermes non-quota bags, I really am attracted to it. Oh, I heard the Gabrielle bag might be discontinued. I wanted to get it in the old medium, but 4,700 USD. Do you still think it's worth it? Next week.
What?
I don't think it's discontinued though.
That's what I heard about the boy bag as well, but I don't think so. I just think it's not being
Produced as much. Oh,
marketed as well. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's still there. It's still a line that is in Chanel, but I don't think it's being discontinued. Like, I don't know. If anybody knows anybody from Chanel, please let us know.
Unless you mean that they're trying to maybe phase out the old medium size, because the old medium size is the one that you had, Kat.
Oh.
And I definitely feel that there is there is a preference towards the small, and then the new medium seems like a good size to me. So if they're trying to phase out maybe the larger size, because I think there was 2 larger size than that before, right? And they're ridiculously big. I tried one on, it like hit my entire body or something. Like it was so big. So it makes sense if they're trying to maybe phase out a certain size, but I don't think I've ever heard of any rumors of the Gabrielle going away at all. I just don't think they would do that, but who knows? If anyone has info, let us know. I'm not a Speedy type girl. I have the Nano Speedy and the Mini Speedy. Should I purchase a vintage Speedy 35 from my birth month and birth year for my 30th birthday? $469. Worth it? Is it worth it? I feel like if you're not a Speedy type, don't even bother spending the money. Like, just buy something else that you like. That's the thing. Like, I struggle to let my Speedy go because I think that it's a classic and then I must own it because it's a classic. But deep down, am I really using it? No. Why is it so nice? Because I don't use it. So like, I should probably let it go. Like, it's like logical. But I'm holding on because I'm not vicious enough. I need more inspiration. Like, how do you become more like, just cut it off, just let it go. Just, just not like I sell it. I don't know.
Let it go. I think you answered your own question, Vaseline. I feel like, the issue of this whole statement is that it's $469. So it's like a deal. So cheap. I don't mind getting it, but I'm not a Speedy girl. So you actually answered your own. I feel like you answered your own question. Like, you already doubt the bag, and just because it's a deal, you want to get it. Like, that's a big no. No.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't get it. Save that 469. Save it. You don't even have to spend it. Save it. Invest.
Get something else. Else.
Okay, I think we're doing so good. Maggie is saying that she also heard that Chanel SA said that the Gabrielle's what? No.
Are they discontinuing the whole bag or just the? Are they just like? No.
I don't know. I'll ask my SA, but my SA doesn't really know. She doesn't know until it happens. Unless, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask her. No way. The Gabrielle is still such a good bag. Okay, I think this will be our last question. At Hermes, can you buy SLGs online like a Bastia, or do you have to visit the store for the one that you want? You can probably just check it yourself if you go to your local Hermes.com. I'm sure you'll find it. It's just that they won't have all the colors available. And plus, didn't you guys say that their online store is really a different, like it's separate from their boutique anyway? Like the stock and like even the way like the way they calculate like your spend and all that stuff, like is separate entity.
I think so. Oh no, that's online
airport.
but online
Oh.
store, it's the same as Hermes. It's just that because it's online, if you're buying from online for your pre-spend, you can forget it. I don't think it counts, because actually a lot of the pre-spend that you're doing, this is what I think, my theory is that you are actually helping out the SA, and the SA is helping you out. So it's like kind of like it's a symbiotic relationship, right? Because when you spend, your SA gets commission, and they will, once you hit a certain target, which is probably their target as well for a policy thing, an invisible policy, it also helps them in a way. Like she's done a lot of spending. But if you buy online, you don't actually help your SA. I mean, it's, why buy online if you can get it in store? Just help your SA out.
Yeah. I feel like the only times that one should buy online is if you already know that's the exact one that you want and that you cannot absolutely get it in store.
Yeah.
That's the only time you would buy online. Oh, I think Royal has some feedback for us. The online store is coming from a different warehouse, and it's good to check out the items in store because it's not only about the color, the difference in leather matters too. Exactly, because you get to touch it and you get to see it. So yeah, I always think that if you can go to your store and see your SA and buy the thing in person, because not only can you inspect the item, but you build your relationship at the same time, right? Okay, this was our last question. Thank you so much, guys. This was such a fun Q&A. Like there was so much like we even learned some things from you guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode. Remember, next week is going to be on Kat's channel because we alternate between her channel and my channel. So next week is going to be on hers, and we're going to talk about bags that we don't think is worth it in 2021, or maybe not as worth it. Like some of them are kind of really borderline, and a lot of those you guys asked us. So definitely come back to our channel. Make sure you subscribe to both of us. And yeah, thank you so much. And we'll chat with you again next week.
Yeah. And remember, next week's 11 o'clock.
Right,
huh?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock my time. But anyway, follow us on Instagram as well, so that we always put a countdown. So you just follow that timing. Okay. If you're following Malaysia, Singapore time, 11 o'clock.
Yes. For us, North America, same time, 8 p.m. Pacific. And yeah, we just lose an hour on Sunday. But anyway. Okay, take care, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.